Hi Facebook, I'm Ellie Frost. Good morning, if it's morning for you, it's morning for me. Alignment, right? Let's talk about alignment. Alignment, the concept of alignment is mostly used to talk about how we become an energetic match to what we want in our life, in our business, in our brand, in our bodies, in the whole thing. We're always aligned with something. Right? We can be aligned with our fears. We can be aligned with what we don't want, right? We're always aligned with something, and the world's going to give us evidence of what that is, because it's going to be what shows up in our life, right? But alignment with our soul purpose, alignment with our vision, alignment with what's in our heart to do, be, and have feels like inspiration and clarity. When we're actually living aligned with our visions, with our dreams, with our desires, right? We feel clear because we know where we're going. We know where we're going, and we're making where we're going way more important, way more real than anything we're currently going through or anything we've experienced in our past, right? And it feels like clarity. It opens us up to these hits of inspiration, which is why we hear the concept inspired action. Now, does clarity mean I know how I'm going to do the whole thing? Absolutely not. I've built brands from 0 to 500 million that started selling best-selling books all over the world, TV show, all these things. We could not have imagined how to do it. It didn't really matter. We just got aligned with a vision, right? So clarity, the clarity comes from the direction in which you're going in. The clarity comes from what is my work of today. The clarity isn't that I need to meet Bob, Peter, Sam, Fiona and John in order to make those things happen. We don't need to worry about that. The beauty of the quantum field, the beauty of our universe is that complexity is full of moving parts that we don't have to worry about too much, apart from we're following the inspired actions, we're taking the moves. When you get a pull to do something and you know it's your expansion and you talk yourself out of it, you go, oh, it's not the right time. I haven't got the money, when actually you probably do. You might have to just change what you're spending on. It's not, like we're putting in conditions, and your vision and your future and your wealth and your stuff is just like, oh, okay, she says no today. Because alignment requires us to come into definite energy, which I spoke about yesterday, and come into this idea that what I want wants me. What I want wants me. I want to help people with this stuff. There are people out there wanting to be helped by someone just like me. So my job is to stay in alignment with that. But I can't be acting, thinking and doing in alignment with the derelict version if I want to be the wealthy version. I have to take the aligned moves, and the universe is going to give them to you. And half the time you're going to go no. Why? Because your ego knows what it knows. It knows you in the now and you in your past. So our direction, our vision, we want to be so if you want something, we've got to live in alignment with it as much as possible. Our minds put overimportance on the figuring it out. But when we try and figure out too much, we block the miracle. Because what's a miracle, right? Something that's a change in our perception and that's outside of our predictable realm. Now, your mind only knows what it knows, right? It's like a catalogue of the past. So it knows what you've done before. It knows what you think you know because of what you've learned that may be true or may not be true. It's just what you've got evidence for, right? It has an idea of cause and effect that often has nothing to do with cause and effect. Because the real cause and effect is, what are you in alignment with? Are you placing more attention to your doubts and worries? Are you figuring out what you're going to do if it goes wrong? If you're more attention there, then guess what? You're in alignment with that trajectory. Not saying that your fears will all come about, right? But you're aligning with worst case scenarios, not best case scenarios. We're always in alignment with something. We just get to choose what that is. So to align with my highest vision, I make my future, my vision for the future, much more important than my past. I absolutely must do things that I would not have done before. I absolutely must put my energy, time, resources, money, all of it in different ways. That's the only way. I must make moves that would have been different to the old me. because the old me gets me this result, right? And if I want to align with a different elevation, and by the way, my one-on-one container now is for people who are massively scaling, like really want to scale fast, but securely, but stably. I believe in solid, sustainable work. I don't believe in magic pills. I don't believe in fucking up your nervous system. I'm really good at working with the energetics and strategy, but like you can grow fast if you've got the foundations. Again, Elevate You is about a firm foundation to your business and brand that you will use as a blueprint over and over again to come back to your soul blueprint, your soul essence. Remember what it's all about for you, and know a process that you can use to keep creating different products and services and offerings in your alignment. But like the point is, if I've set my GPS from California to Vegas, then I'm going to end up at Vegas. If I set my GPS from California to, I don't know, Florida, I'm going to end up in Florida. So GPS is what we're aligned to. So if we want to change in lives and transform, then we've got to be in alignment. Alignment is my thoughts, actions, belief systems, energy, everything is pointing in the same way. Because most of us are saying, well, I want this, right? But we're actually aligning with what we don't want. This sounds pretty simple, but in real life, what people don't realize is how subconsciously they're aligning with what they don't want or their past, right? And it doesn't take much. It just takes a step every day to be more aligned. It takes a step every day to be choosing your vision. I believe in definite energy. When you get definite about something, it gets definite about you. And when you get definite energy, then it's easy. It's hard to believe in something you can't see, right? But if I get definite about it, that's to me the opening step. If I decide wealth is for me, for example, I might not believe it quite yet. But if I'm definite about it, then I'm setting a GPS, I'm going to find out more, right? I'm definite about it. I'm not saying I believe it fully yet, because I believe if you change your energy to definite energy, then you decide no matter what that's going to be for me, and then you let yourself be on the journey of it. And I've got a money magic course you can do in your own time, but I think it's 6 or 7 modules. There's a lot of work in there, and I talk about definite energy. And I talk about magic in terms of, it's not magic, it's just quantum physics and how you can receive the unexpected. Because if you want to transform and change your life, then we don't want to be living in just the predictable. I've also got other courses, Feminine Power, Living from Abundance. I've got other things that you can actually just do in your self-study in your own time. But this alignment piece, right? Alignment's everything. You're aligned with something. If you're not having clients come in frequently, you're aligned with not having clients, right? Why would you want that? Well, there may be something in your field, right? Maybe subconsciously you are afraid of something. That's most of it. Maybe subconsciously you prefer to be comfortable, and you're comfortable, even if you're thinking you're not comfortable, you're comfortable where you are. It's what you know, right? We're always aligned with something, and the brain's always trying to keep us safe. So even like what we don't want feels safer. There's a story, I don't know where it comes from, but it's like this dog is sleeping on a rusty nail. And the neighbour comes around and says, hey, look, he's sleeping on a rusty nail. He's kind of moaning a bit, right? And the owner says, yeah, he's uncomfortable, but he's not uncomfortable enough to get up and move. Yeah? How many of us are sleeping on rusty nails? That we're uncomfortable, but we're not uncomfortable enough to move, because even there it's safer. Even there we just can't be bothered. Even there we're not using our power, and our power is our life force energy to point in the direction of what we want. So really we're choosing what we don't want. The beautiful thing about understanding these concepts is that we have the ability to create what we want. And we have to take personal responsibility, but not blame and shame ourselves. You know, it's not about blaming and shaming ourselves. I feel like there's so much shame in our culture about about failure, and like, you know, people that haven't been in business context don't understand that failure is just a part of business. If you haven't failed at anything, you're not even in the game, right? And like, we're being sold sometimes these shiny things, but we're not understanding entrepreneurial skills. Entrepreneurs fail forward all the time. Failure isn't something to be ashamed of. It's how you learn. Thomas Edison took 3,000 times to make a light bulb. It won't take you that long if you work with someone like me. But the point is this, right? That we're being sold sometimes the glossy magazine image. of business and things online, which isn't true entrepreneurial skills of resilience, of self-responsibility, of owning failure and seeing it as part of the process, a very important part of the process, a very necessary part of the process, of building the emotional intelligence to be able to stay in the game and not take things personally, of seeing our business as an energetic that's separate to ourselves, even if it's a true, like mine is, a full expression of myself, it's still a separate entity that I get to let have its own momentum and growth, right? I don't have to link my self-worth there. So there's so much in this, and again, a lot of this I unpack for you and Elevate You and anything else I do. But my point today is alignment. You're either focused on the direction in which you're going or you're aligning with your past, and therefore you're going to keep repeating it and say, why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? Because you're aligned with your past. You keep going in the goldfish bowl. Same thoughts, same beliefs, same actions, same way of spending my time, energy and money. Here I am, here I am, here I am. And the universe goes, well, you like this. This is what you're signing up for. It's very simple. If I go to a vending machine and it's $2 for a sandwich, I get the same sandwich, right? If I go to the vending machine and pick something else, it looks different. I have to make a different choice. I have to, and energy is a transaction. Our energy, our focus, our time, our resources, it's a transaction in some way, like in terms of we become an energetic match. The universe plays snap with us. So like if we can look at it like as whatever we've got evidence for is what we've been an energetic match for. We're never stuck. We're never stuck. Even the same as our cells and our body regenerate every day, right? Our energetic ability to be a match to something radically different is available every day, every minute, every millisecond. But if we use the same thoughts, make the same choices, right, then we're just going to keep getting the same thing and say we're stuck. We're never stuck. We're never stuck. But if we want change, right, we start that change by radically making different decisions, by making different choices in how we spend our energy, which is like energy is the currency, and our energy shifts, and then we're going to get inspired things. Go there, buy this, do this, call that person, think about this, look at this video, look at this book. Do you notice how when you get inspired, you're actually in? So alignment, real alignment with your vision and alignment with yourself feels like clarity and inspiration. Do you notice at the times you're in that kind of alignment, you're going to get ideas? You're going to like suddenly the book that you've been, like there's a book that falls into your lap almost about the things that you kind of have been thinking about, or someone comes across your attention, you're like, oh my God, that person gets me. That wasn't available to you before because you weren't aligned with it before, right? And then you'll get something that scares you. That thing might be call that person and tell them what you do, and you're like, oh, fear, can't do it. Or it might be buy that course, and you're like, oh, fear, can't do it. And then the universe is like, well, here's all your dreams, and you're like, no, I'll stay here, thank you. I'll lie on the rusty nail. So the beauty of what we've got is the ability to choose to put, and if you're like working on this, I'm not, aligned moves feel expansive and inspired and clear. It doesn't mean they don't feel scary, because they're going to be a stretch out of your norm. But you get up off that rusty nail. You get off about being comfortable with uncomfortable. You decide to play to win. And you decide to become the kind of player that has the skill set, the entrepreneurial skills, the energetic skills, the emotional intelligence to actually get what you want, right? Which is what I teach you how to do. So if you're interested in any of those things, let me know. Other than that, just remember, right, that I can change my energetic. This isn't so hard. I can do this, and lose the shame and the guilt. You're not born to be a perfect human. You're born to go towards what you want and learn how to walk like a baby learns how to walk this dance, right? And it just becomes like, today I'm not going to give in to doubts and worries. I'm not going to follow that trajectory. Today I'm going to play a little bit longer in my dreams. And the reason people don't do it is because it scares them. It's because they know they're going to have to go places they are scared to go, talk to people they're scared to talk to, spend money in ways that frightens them. But there's no other way to expand. Right? And it's not that scary, because on the other side of that is everything you want. And even if something goes wrong, you'll pick yourself up and you'll be better because of it. So I promise you that, this is a beautiful part of our life. And I've been through so many things in my life, right? So that I can walk people through them. I know you're going to come out the other side of anything that comes up to challenge you, because it's all about your energetic alignment. Even when we get an obstacle, the universe is asking you to choose differently. The universe is pushing you into a better aligned thing for you. Your soul wants you to win. The whole universe wants you to win. Your soul wants you to find what it knows. So your soul leads you to fulfillment. Your ego leads you to the next hit. Your ego is like an addict, you know, like me, love me. You know what I mean? Like your ego is an addict and it's like an addiction to things. Your soul knows what's going to fulfill you on the planet. Your soul is going to lead you to do things and be things and experience things that you'd never have thought of from the mind. So we want to trust ourselves. Other than that, any comments, let me know. Lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.